Good morning and welcome back to PortAventura World here in Saloon, Spain, where I'm back for a second day to go on some more different rides, see some other shows, and of course just genuinely have a nice day in the, hopefully sunshine later on. I'm going to do some water rides today, so actually the fact that the sun isn't out this morning is probably going to be a plus point there on the queues, because you know me, I don't really like buying express. When I used to stay on site at the hotels here, I used to have it because they did a really good deal, and if you are staying on site at PortAventura, definitely go to the information desk and find out about that. But I've had a really good deal this trip because I've actually had 2 free days on park thanks to owning a couple of different season passes. So yesterday I used my Europa Park annual pass to get into PortAventura, because you actually get 1 free day here at this park along with a few others, and today I've just used my Blackpool Pleasure Beach season pass for a free day here at PortAventura. Crazy, isn't it? This was a last minute trip, as I said yesterday. I got a $9.99 flight out here, booked a really cheap hotel in nearby Saloon, which is about a 25-minute walk away from the park, and looking forward to being back. Like I say, I'm going to do some different rides today, go and see another fantastic show that's in the Saloon. It's a can-can show, and I really enjoy it. I've watched it for years. Every time I've come here to the park, ever since I was a kid, it's like them childhood memories of going into the Saloon and seeing that over in Far West. Along with that as well, we'll go around, do the water rides. Like I say, I didn't do any water rides yesterday, mostly did the coasters. Plenty of re-rides on Shambhala. I think I had 5 rides on it. I went to see the new ride yesterday, Sesame Street Mission. There we are, I did say it right, don't worry, I didn't repeat street twice, that is how the name is. And so much more. So we'll get started today, nearly 10 o'clock now, so we've got rope drop, which happens just round the corner from Furious Baco, where they put a rope across and then everybody goes running off into the park. Like I said yesterday as well, there's some staggered openings here at PortAventura, so not everything opens from the start of the day at 10 o'clock. It's another 10 till 7 day today. I'm going to spend it in this park, and then tomorrow, before I fly home, I'm going to go and do a vlog in Ferrari Land, which is the park next door. It's also owned by PortAventura, and it's part of the overall resort here. But there's one main reason for going into that park, and that is for Red Force. But more about that tomorrow, coming up in that vlog. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Rope drop's about to happen. Welcome to the Day 2 vlog here at PortAventura World. Starting off the day then with a ride on the Grand Canyon Rapids, opened in 1995 with the park. It was an original attraction built by Intamin, and I do love this view of it just here. Obviously the trough down the bottom, quite a fast rapids this one actually, and also you got this train track that runs across here, all part of the theming. Really, really nice, all the details that can be found in this park. And as you can see there, you've got a couple of buildings at the side. There's normally a bit of a water effect there, but it's not on at the moment. But the eagle-eye viewers will notice some changes have been made to the boats for this year. As you can see, they've actually added some seat backs on there, and also some different handrails have gone on there as well. So there's been quite a few changes to some rapids around the world. Merlin Entertainments, they don't own this park, but they've made some changes at their parks. Both Alton Towers and Thorpe Park have seen some changes to their rapids. They've not had new boats, but they've added the same as these, and then some handrails around the side instead of the high seats, and also some doors on them as well. There's no doors on these rapids, but yeah, they have put some extra high backs on the seats, like I say, and also them grab rails, so just to make it safer. There was a couple of incidents over the past few years on rapids, so yeah, there you go. I think the boats actually look a lot better with the high seats. Kind of reminds me of how the old Alton Towers boats used to look on the Congo River Rapids. But anyway, yeah, let's go and have a little ride on here. Walk on, isn't it? Yeah, straight on. No one wants to ride it yet. Right there, and off we go on the Grand Canyon Rapids. Hey, I got my own boat this morning on this one. Yeah, these boats look a lot better in my opinion. A lot safer, looks a lot better. I've just always preferred rapids that have got these high backs on. I just think the boats look so much better. But yeah, these are the old boats, but as you can see, they literally stopped at that point before. There was none of these grab rails here. This has been replaced in the middle. There was a smaller round one. And off we go. Yeah, the speed's still been kept the same though. Let's hope that the effects are still on, because like we say on the Congo River Rapids, that's had changes to this year, but not just to the boats. They've turned the speed down on the ride, and from last year they turned the waterfalls off as well. Hey, this is still nice and fast though. Yeah, a lot safer. I'm a big fan of these. I think it's a lot better. Whoa. It might have been the longest rapids this, but it's mainly because of how fast it goes, to be honest. But what would you rather have? A bit of a shorter ride, but faster and more wild? Or a slow ride, what goes on for ages? Here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah! That's what we like to see. This is where we normally get a bit of wave action. Obviously, with me being in the boat on my own, that's probably why there's no waves coming over. Hardly any weight in the boat, only me. Oh, he says. Should have sat there. Yeah. Bit of waterfall action. Sometimes get a bit here. Oh, there we go. You can tell I've been on these a while. And that's it, straight round to the end of the ride. So yeah, it's not the longest, what, about a minute and a half? It's not long at all, but it's a great ride. Yeah, 1 minute 43 seconds there. And obviously I started the video on that first corner of the ride. So, whoa, love it, there we go, a bit of water effect action. Here, I might get this one now. Oh, I hope so. Yeah, yeah, that was good. It's got me prepared for Tatuki Splash, hasn't it? We're gonna get it. Oh, 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 hey! Get ready. Oh, it's gone off. Am I escaping? Oh, yeah, I've escaped. Oh, that's a shame. There we are. Yeah, it was a good ride, that. Great rapids. Always good to have a ride around the Grand Canyon to start your day here at PortAventura. Glad all the water effects are on as well, including the big squirter there at the end. What got me a little bit soaked, but it was good that I enjoyed it. Good to see they've kept the waterfalls on as well, and of course it's got that speed still. It's quite a short ride, like I said, but that's what kind of makes it. You know, you go over all the hills and things that are caused by the currents, and yeah, you get some speed over them. But yeah, running really well that, and I think it's an improvement with the boats, both for safety and for how it looks as well. I know they've not done it for that, they've done it for the safety, of course, but I just think it looks better. It looks more like how a rapid should do, in my opinion. Much quieter today. It's Wednesday today. I'm not too sure why, because if the kids were on holidays or something around here, surely it wouldn't just end on a Tuesday randomly. And yeah, it just seems very strange. I know we're early days yet, but not many crowds coming in at the entrance at all compared to this time yesterday, so not too sure. Anyway, I'm going to make my way up to Shambhala now, over in the China themed area. Go and have a couple of re-rides hopefully on there in that single rider queue. Yesterday morning it was quite quiet, so I'm hoping for the same again today. Let's go and have a look. What a difference it is around here already this morning. No crowds at all, it's empty. Crazy, isn't it? And Dragon Khan's up there. I'm pretty sure it's running 2 trains and it's got a walk-on queue. Doesn't really make much sense, does it, from yesterday? But at least they've started the day with it on 2 trains, which is good to see. Yeah, it's definitely on 2. That's good, that is. Hopefully Shambhala is as well. Oh, it looks like, yes, it is. You can see one stacking there, just waiting to come in. That's what we like. Don't like the stacking, but I like the fact that it's on 2. So yeah, this single rider queue should be empty. I bet the main queue's not going to be too bad, to be honest. So let's go and have another ride on Shambhala Expedition Al Himalaya. I do like this way walking in, all the theming around here. It's great. The fact that this was unused space at the park as well. It was like it was built for a hyper in the future, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's good to see one train going in there. Another one just about to ascend the lift hill. Let's go. Completely walk on for Shambhala in that single rider queue. I'd say the main queue on 2 trains about 20 minutes. But yeah, walk on, so I'll be doing a few different rides. This is my first one of the day though. An old Chamois Bee, my number 2 coaster. However, after this USA road trip that is coming up next month, can't quite believe it, next month, things might change quite drastically. Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point in Ohio currently sits at number 1. This at number 2, but how long for? Let's go on Chamois Bee. running really good this morning. Oh, that was awesome. That was definitely running a lot better than it was yesterday. Much better. Really enjoyed that. 2 trains in action. That's what I like to see. Right, I'm going for a few re-rides. Make the most of that walk-on single rider queue. So I'll see you after. What a difference a day makes. Honestly, I can't quite believe it. Fair play to the staff on Shambhala. They're doing an excellent job this morning. I've had 5 rides on it, but more about that in a minute. The operations on there today, fantastic. 2 trains in action. Obviously it can run 3, but it doesn't on these off-peak days. But 2 train operation, which is what I expect for today. That's fair enough. Anyway, we've just come into the mid-course brake run. The other train's halfway up the lift hill. And you might be thinking, hang on, Sean, what are you getting so excited about? That's the norm for a coaster. But honestly, at PortAventura, that isn't the norm. They were doing so well at getting them trains sent out. And I thought, God, this has just got to be a one-off. But I've just had 5 rides on it in that single rider queue in about 35 minutes. So that's really good going. That's some of the quickest rides I've ever had on Shambhala. And that's mainly due to how good them operations were. Of course, there was a little bit of a single rider queue as well, but because they was getting them trains sent out so quick, it meant that queue went down really quick. I think they got 7 single riders on 1 train at one point, which was incredible. Just because of, you know, really efficient, looking in all the rows and getting people on, because that ride tends to get a lot of single riders. There tends to be a lot of groups of 3 what come here to PortAventura, which is interesting. But honestly, really good operations. Bear in mind, I've just done hundreds of rides on that coaster over the years, and I've just done 5 on it today, and it's not just like a fluke or one-off. That was really good, consistent operations. The staff are running down the station, checking them restraints. Honestly, like, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday was some of the worst operations I've ever seen. Today, some of the best. I'm just that excited. I'm struggling to talk, I'm that excited. Honestly, it was really good, that. I've also just had a ride on the very, very noisy Dragon Con. If you want to see some POVs from the rides that I'm not covering today, then check out the day 1 vlog. But anyway, I'm going to carry on with my water ride session now. I'm going to have a ride on Angkor, which is the splash battle. This is an 11 o'clock opener, so I'm going to head round here, then go down to Polynesia and go and do Tatsuki Splash, and then back over to Far West and go and do the Silver River Flume. So there we go, 3 water rides back to back now. Obviously I did the Grand Canyon Rapids earlier. But yeah, like I said yesterday, 5 years old this area now, and there's still a big expansion area at the back of Shambhala and Angkor, just to the left of where the splash battle is, where they could put in a really good flat ride. I think something like an intermin gyro swing would work really well here at the park, either on that expansion space or squeezed in somewhere in Polynesia. Honestly, I want more in Polynesia. It's a great themed area of the park, but it's just got potential to have a lot more. It needs a big signature coaster like I was speaking about yesterday, and maybe just a big flat ride as well. Yeah, really nice entrance to Angkor, so let's go on. Do like this archway. Again, it's quite recognisable and inspired from Gardaland. Walk on queue then this morning for Angkor, the Mack Ride Splash Battle, the longest one of these in Europe actually, and the sun has just come out. Literally when I walked to the queue line it was still a bit dismal, and then yeah, the sun's just come out ready for this, which I'm glad about, on with a couple of other people on that side as well, so we've got a bit of a team going on here. But yeah, it's a very well themed ride this, I do like it. Obviously it's got these storage boxes just here for all of your bags as well, so they don't get soaked. And yes, let's see how good this gun is in action, shall we? Let's have a little... Oh yes, look at that. Oh, it's a good one. Yeah, these guns are a lot better than the ones on Battle Galleons, which is a splash battle at Alton Towers. Oh, that snake squirting me. Ready? Oh, he missed me. Yeah, let's see how wet we get on here. I'm going to get soaked on Tatsuki Splash anyway, but here we go. Oh, the battle begins. Here we go. Whee! Oh, no! It's always hard to hold a camera and shoot people on Splash Battle, but I do try. Whee! Squirt the elephant. One thing I've noticed is there's absolutely no audio playing around here today. Nothing in the station or the queue line, very bland, and nothing around the ride here. Yesterday it was pumping when I was stood on that bridge just up there, so I don't know. Not too sure what's happening there. Here we are, time for another battle. This guy here was having a laugh just, so here we go. Oh! 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 I love it. That's it. Yeah, I need some help here. Yeah, give me some help. That's it. Lovely. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nicely themed around here, and there's some little targets as well. And you hit the targets and you get a little effect. Some have got water effects like that one. There we go. Other ones have got different things that happen in the windows. That's it. Give me some help. Yeah, that's what I need. Thank you. Gracias. Yeah. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's just very bland without any audio. One thing I forgot to mention just on Shambhala. Oh, water effect. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, I was that excited about the operations. They've had some new clamshells on some of the seats. It must be a different train that was running from yesterday. But yeah, they've had some new clamshells, which are the restraints on there, clamshell restraints. So yeah, the trains look quite fresh. I think they've had a bit of at least a deep clean, maybe even a paint up as well. That's it, yeah, that's it, she's on the guns, yeah. Yeah, these are these little targets with the effects just here. See if we can get any action. Oh, she's done it. Anything? Can't remember what happens on some of these. I think, does that curtain maybe open? I'm not too sure, different things happen. But yeah, it's well themed around here. When I saw this, I thought they're going to build a dart ride in a few years, because this is kind of like a dart ride, but without the roof, isn't it? If that makes sense. Or is that a bit silly? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, all these different set pieces at the side. And of course, I'm very excited for the new Pirates in Batavia when it opens at Europa Park next year, 2020. Unfortunately, the ride was destroyed in a fire last year, but the Scandinavia area actually opens this month. I'll be there for that at Europa in a few weeks. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it all. And of course, next year I'll be back for the opening of Pirates in Batavia. Big bucket up the top there as well. I'll show you a bit more when we get round to the final battle. These guys have been really good, helping me out on this side. Yeah. Oh. It's just the ride that just keeps on giving. I filmed like a full video on this one, so I'm sure it was like 12 minutes or something. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, we're a little bit too far away from them now. We've got all these rocks. Yeah, it's very well themed around here, and then views of Shambhala are excellent around here as well. Yeah. This is it, the final battle. Whoa! Oh, they're loving it. They got the ponchos on. We're in Spain. Ain't a poncho on, yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that is cheating, yeah, that's it, I like that. Yeah, she said it's cheating, it's true. Yeah. And there we are, nice ride on Angkor, splash battle. Nice ride there on Angkor, the splash battle. It's a good long ride, that, very well themed. Shame there was no audio on there today. But yeah, I wouldn't want to wait more than 10-15 minutes for that ride. I know it's got a massive cattle pen queue. I don't know if that ever gets full or not. Maybe in the summer when they do the midnight closes. But yeah, every time I've been at sort of April, May, and at the back end of the year, it's always been walk on. So yeah, I can't complain with that. But it's a good ride. It's very, very long. By the end of it, I think you are ready to get off. But when it's a really hot day, it's a good ride to go on. So yeah, I'm going to make my way to Tuki Splash. Just thought I'd show you this bit of construction that's taking place. We're just outside the other entrance to Shambhala, what leads you up to the area by Angkor as well. And yeah, these were actually games units. There was nothing here originally. Then they put some games units in that were quite heavily themed. Now they've took all that theming off. These are brand new buildings by the looks of it. I don't think they've just adjustments. And yeah, they've put some like windows and stuff in, so I don't know what that's going to be, but yeah, comment down below what do you think could be getting installed here. You've got to think this now is quite a big hub of the park really, because you go up that way to get into China, Sesame Street off to the side and straight down here, that side into the other end of China. So yeah, it's, you know, it's a bit of a hub. So is it maybe going to be, I don't know, like a guest services and information point? Don't think it's going to be a toilet block from looking at it, because you've already got one of those around the corner. So I'm not too sure, but yeah, a bit of construction taking place. And next time I come back, I'll let you know. I won't be back in 2019. This is a park that I will only come to once a year. I didn't even know if I was going to get out here this year, to be honest. Trying to prioritise going to some new parks and seeing other bits, but no, really glad that I have come out here for a few days. And yeah, the new dart ride was brilliant yesterday. Check out that day one vlog to see my on-ride POV and also my first reactions. Right, let's go down to a bit of splash to Tuki. So I'd like to dedicate this ride onto Tukey Splash, legend of the chewing gum tunnel, as you'll find out in a moment, to the Supermarket Maxi on the promenade in Saloon, who provided me with this carrier bag today to keep all my belongings dry. There you go. Yeah. No, I just went to buy some Milka chocolate last night and got given the bag. But yeah, here we go. You'll find out why I call it the Tukey Splash. Can't remember even what I said now. Legend of the forbidden chewing gum, something like that. I don't know. Here it all is anyway in the ceiling. It's not as bad as it used to be. I think they do clean it up annually. However, yeah, it's still not great. Full of all chewing gum. You used to have a nice big waterfall effect there. That's something that I definitely say every time I come on this. 2 drops on this, 1 small drop just here at the end of this tunnel, and then a double drop. I'm on the front row, and yes, gonna get quite wet, and the sun's gone in again, but it's worth it for a ride on the old Tukey Splash. A little trip up the volcano is a must on a visit to PortAventura World. Still struggle to say world at the end of PortAventura. It doesn't sound right. Here we go, Supermarket Maxi. Yeah, we're going down. Yeah, we go down. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's it. You do get quite wet on the front of this. It normally comes all the way over on this little drop, and here we go. Like that. But thanks to the Maxi supermarket, it's kept my other camera nice and dry. Luckily, the GoPro is waterproof. But yeah, there you are. If you want to find them, there's their address in Saloon. Saloon. Sometimes you get soaked when you go around here and you're going up the lift hill and another boat comes down. If it's timed well enough, you do get a bit of a soaking, a bit of a splash from the old Tukey, should we say. I think we're all right here. You see, it's over there, look. That's it. Yeah. Whee! Now let's go. I think we're all right. I don't think we're going to get it here. Yeah. Yeah, that boat's still there. I don't think there's another one going round at the top. I think we're safe. If one was coming down right now, then that's when I'd be worried and we get absolutely soaked. Yeah. And as if by magic, we're at the top of the lift hill. Another interim ride, this one. Opened in 1995, another park original. Back when the effects used to work here in the middle. It looks a bit rubbish, that does, doesn't it? It just needs filling up. Even if they don't get the volcano eruption working again, just fill it up with water or something. Or just get universal rocks in to go over it. Here we are, no messing about on this. Nice and fast into that double drop. Oh! 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 Try and get them going. Woohoo! Oh! Tukey! Oh. Lovely. Saved by the carrier bag. Yeah. Oh, they're not on the water guns as well. Oh, I think they are. Oh no, they're just taking photos. It's all right. Or is it? Oh no, I think he's on the water gun, is he? Oh no, he's just teasing. He's pretending. Good water ride, that. Bit better on a hotter day. I say that, it's all right. It's 21 today. The sun's not out, but yeah, we're all right. There we are. Big thanks to the supermarket in Saloon for providing me with this bag for Tukey Splash. So I'm absolutely soaked after my ride onto Tukey Splash, but it was more than worth it, especially when you're at a park like this, what's got so many fantastic water rides. When you think about what they've got the rapids, they've got this, they've got the splash battle and a log flume, which is where I'm heading to next, over in Far West. 4 really good water rides in this park, and it's certainly needed, isn't it? I mean, when you're in Spain like this, the more water rides you've got, the better. And because they've got so many, it soaks up the queues as well. But it's a bad joke, that, isn't it? But yeah, I'm going to walk over to Far West and let's go on Silver River Flume. Showed you a little bit of footage there from Aloha Tahiti over in Polynesia. Just came off the Tuki Splash and that was running, so I just thought I'd show you a little bit of footage of that. It's a show that is the same sort of format every year really, only the songs and stuff change, some of the costumes and things. But yeah, it's still a great show to see over there on the beach. I've seen it loads of times, so I'm not going to watch it this trip. Like I say, I'm heading to the Saloon show shortly here in Far West to go and watch that after a ride on Silver River Flume. That looks like, oh, the queue's only there, probably 5 minutes. It's only straight down the ramp. Look at this big cattle pen is not full, which I'm glad about. It is much quieter today. So yeah, let's go for a ride on the Silver River. Right then, so we're off on the Silver River Flume, the final water ride that I need to do here at PortAventura today. Had a nice water ride sesh, I've enjoyed it. I've just seen a family that had a Europa Park poncho, PortAventura, Movie Park Germany, and Gardaland. Oh, that's a nice shot of El Diablo. Yeah, I've just seen them all with them ponchos. They're definitely well travelled when it comes to theme parks. Wonder if they've ever watched Theme Park Worldwide or not. Here we go. Oh my God. Bit of a stop, spacing the boats out. Woo! Yeah, I went to El Diablo yesterday. Like I say, anything that I don't show you in this vlog today, I most likely did it yesterday out of the major rides. Not really been on many flats this trip, but I have done them all before. It's one of those when we're only having a couple of days in the park. Just make the most of what I enjoy the most. Of course, do the coasters. Only coaster I've not done is Tammy Tammy, but showed you a little shot of that earlier. That's the little Vekoma Junior coaster over in Sesamo Ventura. So we've just done that little drop. Got another small drop here, and then we go down the huge finale drop. It's quite funny this, because it's a weird design round here. It's the Silver River Flume is part of Far West, but that interacts with El Diablo, that's part of Mexico. So it's quite interesting really. Always thought they should have maybe tried to integrate the areas. Round we go, but yeah, the plan is next. It starts in about 10 minutes, so hopefully I'm going to be able to make it. If not, there's a few shows today, but in the Saloon that you can just see peeking through the trees over there, there's the Can show. There we are, you can see it a bit better now. There's the Saloon. Fantastic shows in there. That and the one that I watched yesterday, they're my favourite venues to go in for entertainment here at PortAventura. So yeah, I'm going to head in there and watch the Can show. So hopefully, if all goes to plan, there'll be highlights of that over the next few minutes. Hopefully I'll make it there in time. Making our way around now to that second drop. Hear the roars of Dragon Khan over there in China, over in the distance. Assume we're going to stop again now just to space the boat out maybe. Seems to be quite close to the one in front. Yeah, and there we go. Only a little stop, that's all it needs. Brace yourself. Woo! Oh. That's a lot wetter than the first drop. Yeah. You don't normally get too bad on the last one. I say that, this is where a massive tidal wave comes over. This is well designed though now, because you go round and you get to see that big drop that you're about to go down at the end of the ride. So I do like that design. Yeah, I do really like that. Builds up that anticipation, doesn't it? Thinking, oh God, I'm gonna go down there in a moment. Climbing up now. On the final conveyor. Great views of Shambhala from up on this one as well, out to the right. Oh, isn't she a beauty? It's always good to come back, especially you can't complain when it's a cheap trip. Spacing them boats out again. There we go. Oh. It's quite abrupt when it stops, isn't it? Always thought it'd benefit from a bit of like intense audio up here, like some sort of western like drum beat or something, like just to build up that anticipation a little bit more. Great view of Red Force. Of course, I'll be in there tomorrow riding that again. Back into Ferrari Land. With my third visit to Ferrari Land. I only go for one thing and one thing only. Here we go. Oh yeah, not too bad from that last drop. We're already drying off from Tatuki. And there we go, Silver River Flume, really good log flume. Like I say, 4 great water rides at this park, there really is. I do like the station, this big water wheel here as well. But yeah, I'm going to make my way over to the Saloon, and coming up over the next few minutes, highlights from the 2019 Can Show. Let's go. So yes, welcome to the Long Branch Saloon. Managed to get in here and get a reasonably good seat just down here on the main floor. Obviously, when it's busy, you can all sit upstairs there as well. So there's quite a bit of extra seating. But yes, Long Branch Saloon, really good shows in here. Quite interactive as well. They use all the space around, get people out of the audience up on the stage. And yeah, you can eat in here as well. I'm going to have some lunch. So we'll have a bit of Sean's food review from the Far West Long Branch Saloon. You do have to be buying something if you want to come and watch this show. Even if you just have a drink, it is a minimum consumption to come in. There we are, I can't get my words out. But yeah, you can just come in and have a beer or something. It's reasonably priced. Get an Estrella, that's a really nice beer actually, for just €3.30. So not too bad for in a theme park. Obviously lots of different meals. I'm going for these Fingers di Pollo, there we are, which is chicken fingers basically. Get some fries as well. You get like a little hot dog meal, €6.60. Look at the drinks prices there as well. But yeah, I'll get my food, and of course I'll give you a review afterwards, and I'll show you a little bit of it whilst the show is in action. So here's some highlights over the next few minutes.
¡Vamos allá! ¡Billy Manini! ¡Hombre, fíjate! ¡No, me está cambiando a mí!
Jessica, ya no es tan fácil. Just so every heart,
highlights there from the awesome Can show in the Long Branch Saloon here at PortAventura. What an absolutely fantastic show. All the live singing, what you've got in there as well. Just all the comedy acts and things what make it as well. It's just a really nice show. I like how they get people out of the audience, have a bit of a laugh with people. Yeah, it's just a really nice production. 30 minutes in length as well. Obviously yesterday's show that I watched, that was about 35 minutes. But they're my two favourite shows at PortAventura. If you want to see the biggest show what they've got here, and one of the biggest theme park shows ever, then check out the day one vlog where I go and watch that here at PortAventura. But yeah, that was really good fun. Like I say, I just like that interactivity, all the jokes and stuff what they've got in there. And as much as it is all in Spanish, you can understand the songs that are in English, and you can kind of get the gist of where it's going in terms of the storyline. Not a massive fan of having Woody Woodpecker in that show though. I used to prefer it when Woody wasn't in that and he was more just sort of roaming around the park, doing his little street shows, because that had a lot more sort of, it was all Wild West themed before, whereas having Woody in there, I know he's in that outfit, but I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, Noella's a fantastic singer, the lady who performs in there. She's worked here for quite a few years actually at PortAventura, and that cast have been in there for a long time. Like the two blokes in there who were in the show, they've been doing that for years, since I was a kid coming here. So it shows they must look after the performers here at PortAventura. And for anybody who works in the showbiz industry, you'll know just how important that is. And yeah, like they've worked here for so long, so they must get treated well. And yeah, really good production. I very much enjoyed it. Food was good as well. It came in at just under €12, so a bit more expensive if eating it in there. If I'd have had the same meal outside in one of the areas, it would have been a couple of euros cheaper. But then you think you're inside the show venue there, aren't you? You know, so kind of to be expected to pay a bit more. But I'd say reasonable value, really nice food. Comes out really quick as well. But just a quick warning for you as well, if you do order a big meal in there, you've got to really eat it whilst the show's going on, because at the end they do try and get everybody out quite quick. It's quite a quick turnover before the next show in about 25 minutes. So yeah, just a little advance warning for you. I saw a family just, and they still had loads of food to eat, and it was like the staff were trying to hurry them up, which isn't great really when they want you to buy something in there, minimum consumption. But yeah, if you take a lot longer to eat and want more time to relax with your meal, probably just have a drink in there and then obviously go to one of the other eateries at the park. But anyway, whilst I'm here in Far West, just before we go and jump on the train, just thought I'd show you something what's new since I last came here. This was installed back in 2019, so I'll spin the camera around. 2018, sorry, I'm 1 year ahead. I'll spin the camera around. So this, following on the theme with Woody Woodpecker, is Woody's house. However, I don't have a clue why this has been placed inside Far West. It's right next to the arena just there, what's home to the Wild West stunt show, Bang Bang West. Unfortunately, that's nowhere near as good as it used to be. They took all the horses out of there that they used to have. They used to have lots of horses here at the park and look after them and have them walking around the area and things, but yeah, they stopped them a few years ago, sadly. But yeah, Woody's house has been built here. So yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I mean, it's been done in the style of Sesame Street, really, with all the buildings. But yeah, it's basically a meet and greet with Woody Woodpecker. Well, here's a little look at it from the outside. It just doesn't fit with this area at all. I mean, you've got all this brilliant Wild West theme and all these American flags and stuff just here, and then this random house in the middle, which, yeah, it doesn't really follow the theme. I mean, you've got the saloon that looks incredible over there and the whole area, and then obviously this big house here, this big show building. But yes, I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it should have been built over next to Sesame Street, really. It would have fit in a lot better over there, but there you go. It's something, I guess. It's a proper meet and greet for Woody. It's only just opened, actually, but yeah, hence why a bit of a pre-queue for it, just in getting people lined up. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. PortAventura a few years ago did sort of stop thinking about what fits in each area and things, and it's quite weird because they've built stuff like Angkor, which is really well themed and stuff, and fits in, and then they've gone and put this in here, and they've put in a few different food units over the past few years that don't really fit with the areas. And yeah, it's an interesting one. But comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. We're in this beautiful Wild West area that used to feel really authentic, and obviously now it's got this big show building in the middle. But there we go. All aboard! Let's go for a grand circle tour around PortAventura. Not Disneyland, not today. are then leaving the Old West, making our way round to Mediterranean. Again, another original attraction from PortAventura from 1995. And that leads me on to say, happy 24th birthday, PortAventura, for today. The 1st of May 1995 was the opening day for this park. So I'm here on its 24th birthday. Stunning views from this. I'll let you enjoy some of the ambience. So when the Parks Railway opened 24 years ago, it featured only 2 stations. One here in Mediterranean at the park entrance, and another one where I got on just in Far West. However, in 2011, a 3rd station was added, and that was in Sesamo Ventura. That's one of the best views in a theme park, that. Do love it. Red Force over there in the background. Shame about the big Ferrari sticker on it. But the coaster itself does look quite nice, must admit. I'm going to stay on and carry on a full circle tour. Another fantastic reason for coming on this train is to get these incredible views of Shambhala on that turnaround section, because you can't get that close anywhere else in the park other than on the train. Wow, what a beauty. And as we pull into the station here, you get a good view of all the theming. What's new for this year, all on the outside of the show building to Sesame Street Mission. Like I said, if you want to see all of that, make sure you check it out in yesterday's video. Carl has done a really good job with that. Last stop now before we continue round back to the Old West.
y arriba. Wow.
I really enjoyed that. A nice ride round there on the Park's railway. Love those attractions. Like I say, big fan of transportation rides, whether it's trains, monorails, cable cars. I love them. And the views from that are great. I've said this before in a previous vlog from here, but what I really like about the railway is that it takes you through all the different areas of the park, and you get some great views of the rides. When you go on the Disneyland railway, it takes you all the way around the outside. It's sort of built on the berm, which is like a raised up piece of land. And so when you go round, you don't see as much, whereas on this train, you actually see loads as you're making your way around the park. But yeah, that was really enjoyable. The full trip, if you stay on through all the stations, takes about 40 minutes as well. So on a nice hot day, it's a good way of cooling off. It's not too warm today, it's about 21 degrees, so it's like a nice temperature for visiting theme parks. But as I'm getting lots of updates, just thought I'd show you my old friend Vultrix over here. Every 15 minutes, he used to do a little show. He's still here, but the sign's been covered up there, as we can see, so he must be broke. It's just an animatronic bird, and he sings songs like "Have a nice day" and a bit of "Let me entertain you," bit of Robbie. But yeah, he's out of action, so not too sure what's going on there. Hopefully that'll get fixed at some point. Just had a little walk past Horror in Texas. That's the scare attraction what they've got here. It's an upcharge. It's €5. I'm not going to pay to do it this time. I've done it on numerous occasions and it's not really changed. I've had some friends who've been here over the past few days, and they've said nothing's changed for this year as well. So I'm going to save my €5 and give that one a miss. I'm going to head now up into Mexico, ready for another show that I'm going to watch. And I'll probably have another ride on Hurricane Condor as well. So I'll share some off-ride shots today from Condor in action. Of course, all 5 towers are running again by the looks of it, which is good to see. Operations, honestly, it started off really bad yesterday morning, but it's just got better throughout the trip. And then after that, I'll probably go over into China, have a few more re-rides on Shambhala. Still to come in this vlog, like I say, highlights from this show in Mexico that I'm going to watch in a beautiful indoor venue. And along with that as well, the parade, which will wrap up the day 2 vlog before Ferrari Land tomorrow.
Mira, yo me voy a subir ahí hay un baño.
Así del vaco, ¿no?
Bit of off-ride footage there from some of the rides in the Mexico themed area here at PortAventura. But this is all going to make you laugh now, especially if you watched yesterday's vlog. You'll know that I kept going round on Hurricane Condor because I had no queue to try and get stand-up because there's no separate queues for them here. You sort of have to go where you put, unfortunately. And anyway, I queued up in the main queue this time because it was only about a 15-minute wait. And I thought, right, I'm going to queue up in the main queue and see if I have a better luck this time instead of waiting in a single rider. Anyway, so I actually got seated on the ride. I say seated, I was standing up, I was ready to go, and restraint was down and everything, and then the whole ride got shut down and got evacs, and then waited about 10 minutes and then got put back on, but on sit down. And I tried saying, oh, can I go on the stand up? And it was no. So yeah, fair enough. So I'm not going to stand up on Hurricane Condor. So I'm giving up for this trip. But there you go. I had another ride on sit down. Anyway, I'm about to go and watch another show. This one is in the beautiful venue just behind me, La Cantina. It's great inside there. The Mexican cantina is absolutely huge. You don't realise how big it is in there actually. From outside, look at the facade. It looks really small, but inside it's a huge food venue. You don't have to be eating to go in there and watch the show, but they do kind of encourage it when you walk in. But don't worry, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube. But you don't have to be eating to go and watch it. You just want to sort of walk straight past and in through the other way. This is the queue if you are eating on this side. Oh, hello. Don't think he wanted to be in the background. But there you go, I'm going to go and watch it. It's called Rituals Mexicanos. So I assume it's Mexican Rituals. I don't know, it's coming up over the next few minutes. And here's some footage of it for you. You know what my pronunciation's like, it's awful.
Sabrosura, mi gente. Y dice así. Tiene un quejido, tiene un lamento. No pienses nada y vamos a bailar. Y ahora fiesta, PortAventura es fiesta, es fiesta. ¿Quieres vivir esta fiesta? Haciendo lo que te gusta.
Highlights there from what was around a 20-minute show here at PortAventura. Enjoyed that. It's the same sort of format every time. Bit of singing, bit of dancing, and it just sounds really good in there. The acoustics are great. It just echoes throughout the whole building, but in a good way, you know, not that it sounds silly. Really enjoyed that show. Well worth going to see. Obviously I already ate earlier on, but that's a good place to go if you want to sort of combine a show and have your food. But yeah, really enjoyed it. There's so much entertainment here at this park. There really is. I've hardly even touched on it, to be honest. We've seen the main things that I would say, the big theatre show and also the Saloon show. There's a lot of other stuff, like I say, Bang Bang West. There's good fun. It's nowhere near as good as it used to be, but it's still worth seeing. I'm not going to watch it this trip because I've seen it so many times. It doesn't change loads, but next time I come I'll watch it again. I'll sort of rotate some of the shows, which is quite funny. When I was here last year with Alex, he'd not been before, so we tended to watch a lot of them. But there's the Bubble show over in China. You saw a little bit of Aloha Tahiti. There's a show in Sesame Street. Honestly, there's so much entertainment. Something I will show you later though is of course the PortAventura Parade that happens at the end of the day around the Mediterranean area. So we'll head there at the end of the vlog and wrap up after watching that. I just want to talk a little bit about Tembo Del Fuego. It's a seasonal attraction, unfortunately, and yeah, it still sits here all year and it only operates for about 2.5 to 3 months a year. It's such a shame because the Temple of Fire is a great attraction. It was actually built when Universal owned the park, very similar to Poseidon's Fury in the fact that Islands of Adventure at Universal Orlando, where you sort of, it's a walk-through attraction. You've got all these actors that give scripts, and yeah, it's a fantastic attraction, it really is. And it's got all huge fire effects in there, massive fireballs going off. It's a shame that it's seasonal, but you've got to be coming, I think it's like June, July, August only for that. It's like peak summer season, which is a shame because it's such a good attraction. But the fact they just, yeah, they just leave the sign out and everything for it, people just wonder what it is inside. But yeah, it's a shame that it's shut. I've not done it for a little while now, so next time I come to this park, which will be in 2020, I'm sure, for the 25th birthday, I'll make sure I come at a time when I can go in Tembo Del Fuego. Anyway, I'm going to head back down towards Sesame Street now. I'm going to have another go on their dark ride, just so I can see it all a bit more and take it in a bit. If you want to see some on-ride footage and my first reactions, then check out the vlog from yesterday. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I'm not really too sure where I'm going to go from there. I feel well covered with this park. It's a 2-day park for me now. I used to spend 3, 4, maybe even 5 days here when I used to come for my week's holiday in the area, but I couldn't do that now. It's definitely a 2-day park, and yeah, I'm going to head to Sesame Street, do the dark ride again. I'll see you a little later. About 90 minutes since I last spoke to you all here on the vlog. In that time I had another ride on Shambhala in the single rider queue, waited about 5 minutes, so really good, and just had another ride on Sesame Street, Street Mission, the new ride for this year. If you want to see on-ride footage, I do film it in yesterday's vlog, just wanted to sort of take it all in a bit more really on this ride, and that's certainly what I did. I waited about 45 minutes, which was really good actually for sort of in the afternoon. I thought it might be a bit busier than that, so I ended up waiting less now than I did yesterday at the end of the day. But yeah, I really enjoyed it yet again. There's so many little details in there. A few bits what I didn't touch on in yesterday's vlog that I wanted to speak about, and the main one of those being the smell pods inside. Loads of different smells throughout the attraction, from cookies to some like tropical scents what they've got, some really strong scents what they've used inside the attraction. Along with that, I mentioned about how it was a good use of screens and theming. I just want to sort of touch on that a bit more as well. So you've got some really clever systems in there where they've put bits of theming in, and then it sticks out on the wall a little bit, and then they project onto it, and then you've got the set pieces that sort of merge in with it. So it's very, very cleverly put together, really well done. And yeah, I really enjoyed going on there again. It's a great family ride. Stand by exactly what I said yesterday, with it being one of the best, if not the best, family ride in this park, and it's exactly what they needed. It's good to see, you know, that it's very popular. Everyone's going in there really enjoying it. Loads of people coming off smiling. Another thing as well that I wanted to mention was the guns themselves. I didn't really speak much about them yesterday. You do press a button on there, but they're a bit like a Wii really, where you're sort of shooting at the screens and at the projections and stuff, and get different points throughout. And at the end it shows you your scores on a screen, and it also takes a photo of you in the ride as well. So yeah, really impressed with that new addition to PortAventura, and managed 2 rides on it in the past couple of days, so I'm quite pleased with that for a new ride really. I managed to film it for you guys, and of course have another go just to sort of have a fresh look at it and see it all and concentrate a bit more on what's going on. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Anyway, an area that I've not really spent much time in over the past couple of days is Polynesia, and that's mainly because there's not loads of attractions in that area anyway. There's Dino Escape 4D that I'm not really a massive fan of. That's in the old Sea Odyssey building, and I'm not going to bother doing that this trip. I'm not a huge fan, a bit of a waste of time. It's a simulator attraction, but yeah, it's not great in my opinion. And along with that as well, you've got a few smaller rides as well. There's the pirate ship Kon-Tiki Wave in there, like a little canoes ride for the kids. But yeah, there's not loads, but I'm gonna have a little walk through now and actually go through back up into China through that way, because it's part of the park that's really nice. But since this whole area of Sesame Street opened, and also Shambhala, you tend to walk this way instead of walking through the main bulk of China. There's a lovely entrance around there that I'm going to go through. So yeah, let's go for a little stroll through in the vlog. So as I mentioned, just this path used to get absolutely heaving full of people, and it's a beautiful area of the park. And this used to be the main way of getting up to Dragon Khan. I remember you used to walk up here, turn the corner, and there it was, this monster of a B&M coaster. And then of course when Shambhala opened, they completely opened up that back part of the park and built another path, which was great, and the views from up there are amazing, and that provided a completely different angle of Dragon Khan. However, there was just something about walking up here all the time and just building up that anticipation, especially on a morning, walking around here and then getting up to Dragon Khan. But yeah, it's very, very nice around here. Marco Polo restaurant just there as well. Yeah, great views. Really nice area entrance here as well. Yeah, it's just a very underappreciated part of the park now really, compared to how it used to be. I say that, if you do walk down here on your trip, which I'm sure you are bound to do at some point, it's just you don't have to come this way anymore like you used to. You know, now it's a bit quiet around here. It's actually made it a bit more special, a bit more tranquil. Like you could just sit down here and just enjoy the atmosphere for a bit. Just behind there is the theatre for the bubble show. Like I say, I'm not going to watch that this trip. I've seen it quite a bit before. And in the summer as well, in peak times, they run the boats from just here on the left-hand side as well. Just from the little port over there. And then they run over to the entrance of the park to Mediterranean. You've got the kids driving school over there as well. That was put in a few years back. Used to be just game stalls over there, so it's worked out a lot better. But yeah, I remember walking up here onto the Great Wall of China and looking up at Dragon Khan and thinking, God, what a beast, it's absolutely huge. So much bigger than anything what we've got back home, scale-wise. And now look at it, Shambhala just dwarfs it. Still a massive coaster, Dragon Khan, but when you've got a B&M hypercoaster just behind it, it really does dwarf it. But I much prefer this view now. I think it looks even better than it used to before. I know there's some people out there who think it had a bit more charm when it was just Dragon Khan, but me personally, I think it looks a lot better with Shambhala there. I think it really adds to it. The whole theme of the ride is that it's the mountains behind China. That's why the track is painted white. And it's got the blue on the top to act like the sky. There you are, for anyone who's ever wondered. Right, talking of that, I'm going for another cheeky ride. So I'll show you some more off-ride shots from the B&Ms here at PortAventura as we come towards the end of the day, about an hour and a half left. And shortly I'll be going down to watch the parade in Mediterranean. I managed to have 2 rides on Shambhala just by using that single rider queue. Not quite as many as I was hoping for, as there was quite a queue. But I must say they got rid of 16 single riders in just over 10 minutes on one of the run-throughs. Took twice as long on the other one. Obviously it all depends, doesn't it, with single rider on the size of the parties that are in the main queue. But yeah, overall Shambhala, the operations on there today have been really good. They're still getting them trains out really quick. So fair play to the guys on there. But yeah, that was my last ride for PortAventura Park this trip. Like I say, tomorrow's vlog is going to be coming from Ferrari Land, which is located next door. I'm visiting there and then flying back after that park closes. So I'm not coming back into here tomorrow. I've done my 2 days in PortAventura Park, and I think that's well covered for me with this park now. Like I said earlier on, used to visit for more days, but I feel like 2 days is perfect for this park now. But yeah, I really enjoyed that ride on Shambhala. Just before the parade, we're going to head over into Records de PortAventura, which is the gift shop, so I can share with you the merchandise. I've just spotted something quite cool in the window that I'm going to start with just now. So how awesome is this? This is actually one of the old trains from Tomahawk before they replaced them with Millennium Flyer trains back in 2015. Here we are, look, we'll see it a little bit better when we head into the shop and have a look round. But yeah, how awesome does this look? There we are. It's great, isn't it? They've even put a little bit of track down there for them. Still got the proper seats in there as well. Remember them leather seats. And the lap bars as well. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Looks really awesome now, doesn't it? Let's have a look around the shop and see what we've got. Of course, lots of different merchandise with the World branding on now. They've really sort of moved away from just having the PortAventura logo without the World. But I quite like it, it's alright. I wish they had a bit of a variety. Let's have a little look through. There's Woody. Of course, you can get your plush toys there of Woody that are priced at $22.95. It's quite a nice theme shop this, because you got all the track over there as well, that B&M track. Quite a lot of character branded merchandise what they sell here. But there's still some nice stuff if you don't like the character things as well that we'll have a look at. This is some of the Dragon Khan merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies. Some there for the ladies as well. And you got these mugs down here. They've had these same mugs for absolutely years. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, lots of different clothes with Dragon Khan. These are new though. Red Force is on there. It's interesting. Not a fan of that. It looks a bit cheap and nasty, that does. Dragon Khan, Shambhala, Red Force. Yeah, 3 coasters on there. Yeah, not a big fan of that. Yeah, that's all your stuff for DK. little bit of merchandise for Sesame Street Mission. I'm still not a big fan of the name. That's the only thing I don't really like about it. It's the name, to be honest. I just wish it was called Sesame Street Mission or something else. But yeah, at least they got a bit of merch for it. Some more mugs that they've sold for a very long time down here. The I Got Coffee ones, the jumbo mug. And this one here with Dragon Khan. I prefer it this side though when you spin it round. You might have noticed this in my weekly videos every Friday in the background. But yeah, I must say, like, the merchandise isn't great at PortAventura. It never has been, in my opinion. I can't even see a section for Shambhala. Dragon Khan's got that section, but yeah, I can't see anything for Shami B or Furious Bacco or Stampeder. Interesting layout. Never quite understood it, and it's had quite a few refits over the years as well. Oh, it was hiding out the way. Shambhala was just over here. That's good then. At least they've got some stuff. There's a Shambhala bag. Shame it's all got the characters on there, isn't it? It's a lot better without. There's a few different items that you can get as well. Up next to Shambhala, there is a gift shop just up there. But not loads of stuff. It's a shame, really. Yeah, it'd be a lot nicer if it was just a train without the characters on, in my opinion. I know some people like the character stuff, but they're not my cup of tea. But there you go. That's all for the gift shop. Really do love what they've done with the old PTC trains from Tomahawk there in the gift shop. Looks absolutely fantastic. It's the highlight of the shop now. And yeah, anyway, it's time to wrap up this day 2 vlog here from PortAventura World with the PortAventura Parade. Look forward to seeing this. I really like parks that do something at the end of the day. And as much as the parade here at PortAventura is nothing on the scale of Europa Park or of Disney, it's still fantastic what they do. Obviously, if you do come here in the summer, you get a fantastic lake show all here on the lagoon called Fiesta Ventura, and that's on really late at night, and that's sort of the goodbye to your day at PortAventura. But of course, no matter what day you come, you will get a parade. Obviously, if you come in the summer, you get the parade and the nighttime show, which is even better. But yeah, over the next few minutes, highlights from the PortAventura Parade 2019 to wrap up the vlog. Enjoy the show. Highlights there from this year's PortAventura Parade. Really like how that works. They get everyone from all the different shows in the park to come down to do the parade at the end of the day, get on all the different floats. So if you've been to see any of the shows, you recognise people out of them, and everybody just comes together in a nice big show at the end. There is normally a part where they all get on the stage in Mediterranean and sing along and do like a big dance show. However, that doesn't run on one day a week, and that is because it's the performer's day off. For the main show that I watched yesterday, that hasn't been on today. They have one day off a week. And when that happens, they don't run the show on the stage at the end. So didn't get to see that today, unfortunately. But yeah, I saw the actual parade itself. Again, it depends on what day you see that. Little changes to it. It's the same floats, but sometimes you might see different performers on other days that you might do on different ones, mainly because of then different shows. Some days they have shows off, and then other days they're on. Obviously, if you come in the summer season as well, that is something to bear in mind. With all the different shows, you will get a bit of a different parade every day. But still, it's a great parade. I'd love to see them do some more work to it in the future, expand on the size of some of the floats. But yeah, it's good. Nice way to end the day here at PortAventura. And that wraps up my day 1 and day 2 vlogs from PortAventura Park. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a little vlog from Ferrari Land, which is the park located just next door. I'll be heading into there. In terms of tickets, I'm just going to buy a normal entrance ticket to Ferrari Land online, which is €20. So yeah, I'm going to buy that. Obviously, I've had the 2 free days entry on my season passes for Blackpool and Europa Park for that park. However, yeah, I'm going to make sure that I book online tonight for Ferrari Land tomorrow. And hey, Theme Park Worldwide on YouTube. And so I get a nice cheap deal. So when you think €20 for 3 days of theme parks, you can't complain at all, can you really? In terms of PortAventura then, just to summarise it all, I've really enjoyed it. Operations are still very, very poor. They've been better today, and they were better in the afternoon yesterday than they were in the morning when I first got here. But they're still a long way behind in terms of operations at this park compared to other parks in Europe. You look at even the Merlin parks, like I said yesterday, they're operated better. Yes, you might get longer opening hours here, but I don't like the whole staggered openings. I don't think it's great at all. But at least there's been better operations as the days have progressed. In terms of the park, looks quite fresh. Really like the new dark ride for this year. I shared my thoughts on that in yesterday's vlog. Was very, very impressed with that, and I'll be putting a separate review on from that as well at some point in the next week or so. In general then, really impressed with PortAventura overall this trip. Operations, yes, they have let it down, but the quality of the shows, some fantastic rides, more than make up for it. So there we go, that's my bit of a summary. If you are coming out here this year, then have a fantastic time. I know there's a lot of people who watch this channel that regularly come out to PortAventura and have their summer holidays. It's one of the vlogs that a lot of you look forward to all year because, hey, it's something you can relate to. You come to this park and you come and see PortAventura. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic time. You've seen the vlog, you know what to expect in 2019. And yeah, overall, I'd say as an overall couple of days what I've had here, I give it a good 8 out of 10. Some improvements needed with some things, but in general, it's been good fun. Great to get back on Shambhala, and you can't mow for free when you've already got a season pass for other parks. It's a really good deal, and they do the same back as well, people who have season passes over here. But there you go, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to tune in for my Ferrari Land vlog. That will be coming online very soon here on Theme Park Worldwide. And yeah, if you want to see some of the rides that I've not covered in this vlog, check out the day 1 vlog from yesterday for the likes of Stampeder, Furious Bacco, and so much more. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching my day 2 vlog here from PortAventura, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.